Hi Leo, I hope you are doing well. And for this reading, we know that this is a general reading for any sun, moon, or rising Leo. Okay, the first two cards I'm going to choose, the awareness for the week. Okay, so we have the world, major arcana. So with the world, this is the celebration, this is the end of the journey, the closing of a project or an accomplishment that you're proud of. And here, the woman here is taking her victory dance, and she's got her purple sash and is kind of skipping, and there's a real sense here of feeling fulfilled, of feeling content. You feel whole because you've been able to do what's necessary, your journey, in order to find completion, to cross that finish line. So, with the world, we get a sense here of that you've had to deal with probably some setbacks or some challenges, and that you have dealt with the winds of change, and that maybe things have changed along the way for you, but nevertheless, you have done what you've needed to do, and you feel whole, you feel happy, you may be recognized by others for what you've done. And in terms of cycles and projects and things like this that might be associated with the world, it can be big things, it could be big projects for you, it could be a daily or a couple days or a weekly project that you've been working on, and that you've been able to close it and to feel good about it. So the thing to think about is what's next, because there's always what's next, is that we live in the world, we have our own little world, and we have the bigger world. And what do we do to add our light and our talents and our love throughout the world? And so it's a matter of figuring out what's next, but for the moment, enjoying what you have. So here's the contrast between the world, and then here's a card of regret. The Five of Cups, of disappointment, of sadness, of perhaps unable to get over something. You're still holding on to maybe what's hurt you in the past, or a sense of loss. You see the cloaked figures looking at the cups that have spilled, and is not focused on the cups behind them, which are still upright. So in a week, yes, we can feel really accomplished, and we can feel great and feel whole. And sometimes we can also still feel that there's a sadness, and maybe there's a sadness that this phase or this cycle is over, because maybe it was really fantastic. And it could be some people work on contract they're a contractor on a big project, and they really get to know and like the people that they're with, and then the contract ends and maybe they're sent to a different building, and so there is a sense of accomplishment and sadness. I'm just trying to think of a context to put this in, but this is a sense here of loss. And so, if you're in a relationship, you could be feeling bad about a relationship, and maybe you realize that someone doesn't feel the same, or you just can't get over a past love. But this is a card of disappointment. And what I would say, and what I would tell myself, is that we have these moments when we feel down or we feel sad, and we just have to find a way to deal with them, to process them, and then to move them on so that they don't stifle us, so that they don't curb our growth or opportunities to meet other people. It's a minor arcana card. It's something that we can handle and that we can deal with. So now I'm going to choose two cards for guidance. Okay, so we have the Two of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles is about juggling. It's about trying to find the balance between everything going on in your life. Your professional life, your family life, your relationships, your social, your finances, everything. It takes a masterful dancer to be able to keep it all afloat and to keep track. And we live busy lives. And so it just seems that we're constantly accessible through social media or through the phone. And so finding the balance to get things done within your life or to honor obligations and responsibilities can be a challenge. We often think of choices having to be made, of where to focus your energy perhaps. So that's something that you should think about for the week in focusing your energy. What part of your life is it going to be? Finances, where you have to stick to the budget? Or is it cutting back on social obligations? And you see the boat here on this high wave? It's just like, yeah, you got to keep juggling regardless of whether it's up or down in your life. You just have to keep at it in order not to drop the pentacles. So for you, a big piece of advice is to work on how to coordinate everything within your life, how to compartmentalize so that you're successful or that you feel peaceful. So our other sense of guidance here, the Two of Cups, the potential here to meet someone that's going to create a spark, either intellectually, in a friendship way, in a romantic way, if you're looking for someone in a romantic way. If you're in a relationship, this is a suggestion to work on intimacy or to express your feelings. But this is really such a powerful card because, we may say it's the soulmate card because there's such balance and equality here. Looking eye to eye, cup to cup, the same height. There's power within these people finding each other. And the power is coming together and finding happiness and joy through shared time. So pay attention to your relationships. If you are looking, put yourself out there. Put your open for business sign, on a t-shirt on and say, yeah, I'm looking, I'm available, I'd like to meet some nice people. Tell the universe what you're hoping for. What type of qualities are important to you. So now let's choose 2 cards for possible outcomes. So interesting within this reading, just looking, we've got a Two of Cups, now we have a Two of Wands. So decisions could be an underlying theme or current as well that you've been thinking about, some moving forward with decisions. Here's the Two of Wands. The finely dressed man is holding the world in his hands. And it's a matter of looking out at the horizon, at the vista, of thinking about what's next. What am I going to conquer next? What am I going to choose to do? It's up to me. And, I see this as a wonderful complementary card to the world because it's a sense of where am I headed to next? And so you may have to weigh the relationships or trying to find the balance in order for you to be able to bring this off, whatever it is that you're thinking about. On a literal level, this could suggest that you may be traveling, that you may be headed out somewhere. But this is a positive card because this is the early stages of manifestation, of creation, of charting your course. You hold the answers. You have to make the call and you have to weigh how it impacts all the pieces of your life. And then finally, for the possible outcomes, we have the Page of Pentacles. And the Page of Pentacles is this very youthful, inexperienced, young person type of energy. Holding the pentacle, studying it, and gaining knowledge. And so this is what we have with the Page of Pentacles. We are in the process of wanting to learn everything. We want to study, we want to talk to people, we want to gain that experience of learning and becoming more expert in our life. And so it's a very slow, studious, careful, methodical type of energy. Pentacles energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, of making a plan, sticking to it, not being distracted, hardworking. And so if you are in the dating game, you may be wanting to get to know everything about the person that you're going out with. If it's a new project, a new career, you may be actually studying and learning for the career, for the hobby. If you're learning how to ride a motorcycle, and that you're studying how to take to pass and get your license, there is an element that you need to be able to pass the written test as well. So, interesting reading for you, Leo. Let's get some more information from the oracle cards, and this is going to be a focus area or meditation point for the week. I'm a spirit having a human experience, and I'm here to get closer to love. Fantastic. Let yourself, and it's an interesting illustration, let yourself, again, advertise to the universe what you want and the type of relationship that you're hoping for, and the connection and the depth and the sense of humor, all the qualities that are important to you. Visualize them, think about them, and put yourself in positions to meet people. Manifesting new opportunities, getting closer, new cycles within your life. This is a kind of a whoops kind of day, but once you get past this Five of Cups, then you're opening up your heart. So now let's get a sense of spirit or emotional self for the week. Sacred Earth Mother, a message of love. Love, love, love. So Leo, lots of love for you. Intertwined with the cards for the week is to open up your eyes, and again, if you are partnered up, then to enhance, to deepen, to express love. And finally, let's choose a card for love. Love who you are. You are a divine and wonderful person, deserving of all the wonderful things that life has to offer. Fabulous. And again, you have to have self-love. Before you can love someone else, you have to be good with who you are. And once you are confident and loving of your own self, then people will feel that vibration and that energy. And it's very attractive. And not in a stuck-up way or egotistical, but in a very simple and secure and loving fashion.